President Biden has just wrapped a press conference capping his trip to Japan for the G7 summit. After 4 days of meetings with world leaders on global challenges, the president turned his focus back to the looming debt crisis and tense negotiations in Washington that now seem further apart than ever. Talks with Republican leaders broke down over the weekend, just 11 days until the Treasury runs out of money to pay its bills. As he prepares to talk directly to House Speaker Kevin McCarthy this morning, Biden made clear that if Democrats are willing to cut spending, Republicans should also be prepared to compromise.
It's time for Republicans to accept that there is no bipartisan deal to be made solely on their partisan terms. America has never defaulted on our debt, and it never will.
Senior national correspondent Terry Moran was at the press conference and joins us now from Japan. And Terry, that was quite a press conference.
It sure was, Martha. President Biden called this summit, quote, extremely significant and important. But there's no question that his time here was constantly shadowed by the debt limit crisis back home. And as those negotiations in Washington have hit the wall, the president really upped the ante here today in Japan. He declared at his press conference that since he's compromised by agreeing to cut and cap some spending, now it is the Republicans' turn to move. And it was definitely just a harder tone, much harder, from President Biden on this. He said Republicans need to move from their, quote, extreme positions, and that what they've proposed is simply, frankly, unacceptable. He also said he does believe he has the authority under the 14th Amendment to follow that amendment's command that, quote, the national debt shall not be questioned, and borrow money without congressional approval. But he said he thought the country could still go into default while the issue was appealed all the way up to the Supreme Court, where he'd likely lose. And he said, ominously almost, that he couldn't guarantee that the country would default if the other side does something outrageous. All in all, it was quite a press conference, and one that will probably rattle the markets a bit.
Probably will, Terry. And Terry, the president also endorsing that plan for Ukraine to eventually get F-16 fighter jets. That's really a sharp reversal from just a few months ago.
It really is, Martha. 4 months the president said that he didn't believe and his military didn't believe that the Ukrainians needed the F-16s. But several European allies came out publicly supporting the idea. Zelensky has called for it, and so the president has relented, although there are strings attached here. What he agreed to is to allow Ukrainian pilots to be trained how to fly the F-16 at some point. He said that training could take months, and in the end, the National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said the United States still has final approval on when those jets might be delivered and how many Ukraine would get. Martha?
Thanks so much, Terry Moran in Japan.